Welcome to Attack of the Weeb. We got weebs of the neck beard and leg beard type. Join me today is Red and also Jonas. They're going to help with some of the voiceovers, so I hope you guys enjoy. Without further ado, let's go. For the past 2 years, I've been dealing with an absolute weeb named Jay. Now, she wasn't just any old weeb. She was a white gamer, non-binary, asexual, LBGTLSDQTR, whatever. She was delusional. I first encountered her on my first day in acting class. It was my sophomore year. They commented that it was much harder to do improv than people think. Then Jay raises her hand, and out of her turn, she says this, word for word.
Excuse me? As an active role player, I truly believe that improv is the easiest thing I've ever done. Considering that living is technically just like improv, I'm pretty sure that you're just not correct.
I did not see her in class after that. Fast forward to that year's production. I'm one of the helping hands backstage, and this is a few weeks before opening night. My friends have actually never done anything for the play, so we just messed around in the dressing room. So one day, me and my friends were talking in the dressing room, when all of a sudden we hear someone trying to open the door. The door is locked from the inside, so all we hear is the door handle jiggling. Someone's body bumps up against the door. This person is aggressively trying to open the door. Now, me being impulsive, I'd just get up and ask who it is.
My name Jeff.
I can recognize her voice. You are obviously not a Jeff. I open the door a crack, which Jay tries to proceed to push in, but I hold it still.
What are you guys doing? I want to join.
I respond.
Sorry, you aren't allowed back here unless you help with the play.
Then all of a sudden I hear someone call her name, and for her to come here. This is when I found out that she has some type of wrangler to keep her in check. Every day we go back there, and she tries to get in. We continue to tell her that she isn't allowed, and somehow she keeps forgetting. Not to mention, that room is small and enclosed, and this girl did not shower. She constantly smelled of body odor. As long as I knew her, she never changed her clothes. We did not want to associate with her. In October of last year, I moved, and therefore I had to take a different bus to school. When I stepped onto the bus, I smelled her before I saw her. She happened to be on the same bus that I would have to be riding for the rest of the year. I was miserable. I only had to endure that ride once a day. That's until the reckoning. She was in my acting class, yet again. It had just become the second semester. This time, it was worse. The first day, our teacher, who I'm very good friends with, did the whole break the ice game. I'm going to tell you right now, it seems that weebs are attracted to theater. I don't know why. Anyway, it's Jay's turn to introduce herself, and tells everyone facts about herself, and the whole class can just tell by her appearance, cat ears, tail, anime shirt, and very apparent body odor, that this was not going to be good. She stands up very confidently and says,
My name is Jay, and I'm certified cuphead trash.
Oh boy, I am speechless.
I'm seriously considering changing my name to Aurum, the Greek word for gold. I'm non-binary asexual. I probably know more about Japanese culture than this whole class combined, because I'm a weeb and I'm proud of it.
The rest is a blur, and there's only one comment I remember her saying, and it was this.
Did you know that the Japanese constantly walk around with their heads bowed as a sign of respect? Trust me, I know.
I can't really remember any more specifics, except there was another weeb in that class, and she also hated Jay. I'll start with the basics. I'm somewhat short. I have dark hair, paler than most Hispanics. I pass for white. My eyes, they kind of resemble Japanese, but not enough to qualify in my opinion. I'm pretty shy and reserved. Basically, I was the stereotypical busty, obedient Japanese waifu, so I guess that's what attracted the neckbeard. His behavior was disgusting. He would often say stuff like, "Nani?" and call people baka just to be funny. He called me by my name, with the suffix chan and waifu. He also asked me to marry him, or at least go on a date with him. Every time I turned him down. Then he would accuse me saying, "You're being racist towards me because I'm black." I remember one time that he said I was very big, and I got really offended. He tried to defend himself by saying, "No offense, I meant you had fat tits." After that, I started to change how I dressed because it made me extremely self-conscious and very uncomfortable. Unfortunately, no one at the table ever came to my rescue, and that really sucked. Though to be fair, I never really stood up for myself. I usually just laughed nervously and tried to focus all my attention on my schoolwork. I started to dread going to class, even though it was my favorite subject. I love anime, and I accidentally let it slip. After that, he started to hound me every time he saw me, asking if I watched certain animes, getting mad when I said I didn't, and would joke about hentai, and etc. He also liked to invade my privacy. He would peek over my shoulder to see what I was doing on my phone. I used to play Sudoku all the time. Many people associate that game with Japan, and this guy was no different. This moment had such an impression on me that I never forgot it, because he said, "You play Sudoku? Ah, so you're the smart type of Asian."
What are you talking about? I'm not Asian.
You're not? Are you sure? You look really Japanese.
Yes, I am incredibly certain neither of my parents are from Asia.
I've known this guy since elementary school, so it really surprised me that he has gone that many years believing that I was Asian. He also made a lot of jokes that were inappropriate whenever it was taken into that type of context. He used to call me alien for years when we were in middle school. He was also very racist because he basically implied that all Asians look the same. Don't get me started about his fetishes. Those are the worst. Anyways, when he found out that I wasn't Asian, his fantasy world just crumbled. He ignored me for several weeks. It was bliss. This has to do with a group, not just one individual. I've had a lot of cringy experiences talking to and dealing with anime club members. This was back in high school. I would see and hear the anime club kids go, "Nani!" then proceed to do weird crap, like grope each other, slap each other's butts. I didn't find any of the members attractive at all, except for one member. Seriously, everyone was unsightly. Some girl had an Attack on Titan backpack, which had the scout shield on it, and she would pretend to be big stuff and talk about what she would do if she was a character in the anime, how she would easily take out Titans, how she was stronger than the other characters. Just a ton of self-insertion into anime. Many of the members did this, but not to the extent that this girl did it. This group of people would openly talk about which anime characters they would have sex with. And considering how loud these people were and how small the high school campus was, everyone heard them. Most people just ignored them. Unfortunately, my best friend became the president of the club once the founder graduated, so that kind of strained our friendship. They also did the typical singing out anime themes, which I got mocked by an Asian guy. They would run like Naruto, which they all hated as an anime. They baked unappetizing pop cakes based on anime characters. The members that had cars had anime stickers with either busty characters or lollies. I think that 3 of them took their weebness to the next level. They even got Japanese cars with racer modifications. 2 history teachers are of Japanese descent, and I know that they hated these kids. The stupidest thing they did would groan and moan about how their fundraiser days got rescheduled from Friday to Tuesdays in favor of Latinos Unidos, who were hosting taco sales so they could raise money for charity. What was the anime club raising money for? Fanime. What did they sell? Crappy pop cakes, Pocky, and overpriced hot cocoa. It never occurred to them to sell meals like the other clubs did. Okay, so to be clear, I'll watch a few anime, like Pokemon, even in Yoshi, but I'm not a fan, mainly because some of them sexualize young girls a lot. So anyway, In my gaming group on Discord, a girl and I found out that we were nearby, and one thing leads to another. She breaks up with her long-distance boyfriend. He was kind of a piece of crap anyway, and we get together. It was cool. Enter Prince Weeb, who has been waiting for her to break up and had dibs on her. He phrased this in Chad language for my benefit. Anyways, and he went on to explain that we're anime partners. So I said,
That's fine. She likes me and she's your friend.
Then he went on to say, well, you have no control over what happens during anime night. Little did he know, I began recording the conversations about him saying that she shouldn't be with me because we had nothing in common. This was actually true, and we did eventually break up. It was only because of physical attraction. I still have nothing but good things to say about her, and we're still friends. Anyway, he continues to say idiotic stuff like this, and I'm not really threatened by him. She's not attracted to him at all. Well, he would call her names like Oni-san, and call me Senpai, and give other people Japanese pet names. Well, I told her that Prince Weeb was attracted to her, and that she can totally hang out with him. Not that she needs my permission, but yeah, I blessed it. But after finding out that, she ghosted him. She refused to talk to him one-on-one. Another person asked me what I did. She was with me at the time, so I asked her what she was talking about. And she told me that he was a creep. So anyway, eventually I called her and told her how I felt. That it was just physical, and we were wasting our time. She seemed relieved, and said that she was feeling the same way. So we agreed to be just friends. But I proposed that we mess with Prince one last time. We sent a photo of her and I in group chat. Me looking at the camera, and her on her knees looking up at me in admiration, which was a classic anime thing. And I texted Prince,
You'll never have someone look at you the way she looks at me.
And he was furious. He started to say some really racist things about her being black. He blocked us and he left the group. Well, we laughed about it with most of the others. Then we broke up. We still did lunch with each other a few times a week, and she proposed that we take a picture of us kissing over the table if he ever was to come back, just to mess with him. Yeah, she was delightfully evil. Sure enough, he heard, and he DM'd her, and she replied with the picture, and he called her a whore. She replied, just because she is evil as me, that
I was trying to send you a naked selfie, but I accidentally sent that because I noticed it and was trying to delete that old picture of us kissing. But if I'm a whore, you can just block me again.
Then she promptly blocked him. By then she was a mod of the chat, so she waited for him to get back on, and she banned him. In my freshman year of high school, I wanted to take a Japanese class. Four of my friends joined me, and luckily, we ended up in the same period. Sadly, there was a girl there whose name for herself, and I kid you not, was Ramen-chan. She also ended up in the same period. Ramen-chan always talked in a high-pitched voice. She always called her classmates san or kun, even when we were outside of class. She said that she wanted to draw manga in Japan, and that Alaska sucks, because we didn't insert cultural things that the Japanese do. Anyways, our first speech exam comes up, and we have to say our name, where we live, our favorite food, our favorite animal, our favorite drink, along with a drawing of an object, along with its name in katakana. Ramen-chan goes up. She says her favorite animal was an angel bunny. Everyone, including the teacher, was confused as to what an angel bunny was. She shows her drawing, and it's a drawing of her with angel wings and bunny ears. After the chuckles died down, he said that they were supposed to be real animals because that was the instructions, and that she would get points off because of it. She then tells the Japanese teacher that demi-humans are important in anime, and that he was not Japanese enough to understand. Yeah, that's what she said. Note that this man is from Japan and was raised there. The teacher tells her to get out after that, and 3 years later, she moved away because she was in a military family. I was a tutor in algebra. This was during my senior year in high school, so I can earn extra credit. The program was like Avid or ACE, or something along that effect. After tutoring, we'd sometimes hang out for the last 10 minutes before the bell rang for lunch. My friend and I, we both tutored, so we hung out and chatted. One of the freshies started a conversation out of the blue. She started talking about K-pop, which had just begun to explode in popularity. I don't remember most of the conversation, because a large majority of it, my friend and I were exchanging looks and trying not to laugh. However, the best bits that stood out is when she asked,
"Do you watch anime?"
For context, I'm half Japanese. I laugh and I tell her.
No, not really.
She says,
"What kind of Asian are you if you don't watch anime?"
Next, without pause, she continues to say that she's Korean. This girl is not Korean. We kinda look at her strange, and here's her explanation.
Well, not actually, because I'm ethnically Spanish, but I identify as transracial, so I'm Korean.
Oh, thank God that the bell rang, so we didn't have to continue this cursed conversation. When I was in school, I joined an anime club. It was headed by a huge Weeboo, who was quite a bit older than us. She attempted to sound like an anime character, trying to be extremely cutesy and childlike all the time. Well, for 6 years after that, not hearing much about her, I get a text from my mom saying how this girl was making everyone mad in the entire pub by loudly talking like an anime character, hamming it up about how drunk she was. My mom actually caught her name, and she texted it to me along with the rest of the complaint. And lo and behold, this almost certainly was the same girl who was in her mid-20s, loudly talking like an anime dub voice in a local pub. Terrifying stuff. When I was in high school, me and my friends saw a poster of an anime club. It would meet once a week. This took place in Scotland. My friends wanted to join, so I thought I'd join too. Hey, I remember watching things like Sailor Moon, Tokyo Mew Mew, and My Neighbor Totoro, and also Pokemon when I was younger. I was watching Death Note for the first time. Why not? It would be fun, right? Wrong. There was a boy there who was a total weirdo. He smelled like dog crap. He was obsessed with anime. He wanted to move to Japan, and he would say stuff like, "Kawaii!" in almost every one of his conversations. Then I remember him showing us his weird furry art. Bad art at that. Showing us clips from anime. Don't remember what they were, but they look like Ichi. And another one was definitely Attack on Titan. He then followed us around during Halloween, wearing this terrible cosplay. Everyone realized that he was a creep, and even his friends tried to avoid him. We were talking between the few of us at our local gaming club. We were on the topic of anime and our viewing habits, and how a few of us, including myself, prefer dubbed over subbed. Well, an insufferable weeb comes up with a smug superiority and an irritation that anyone would watch dubs, and he started talking over the rest of us.
You can't be a true anime fan if you like dub over.
We cut him short quick and said, Shut up!
Piss off!
From the whole lot. He was the sole reason that the anime club completely failed. There was not enough members, except for him and the few neckbeardy weebs that would gatekeeper the club. Okay, so I have to admit, I'm a bit of a weeb. I mean, like a huge one. I even do anime cosplay during Halloween. But I don't expect everyone else to be. Me and my friends are actually trying to make manga and anime right now. We have a few sponsors, but I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to talk about a kid who was a huge weeb. I mean, he went to school dressed up like Goku. And no joke, he went to school dressed up like Luffy from One Piece. Keep in mind that character does not wear a shirt, just a jacket. And this guy would obviously get in trouble for not wearing a shirt. I was in the hallway moping around like an emo, and this guy was stopped by a teacher.
Hey man, you have to wear a shirt.
This guy literally made me drop my phone because, no joke, he screeched. And just tries to flail his arms around. And for you actual sane people who don't actually watch my favorite show, One Piece, I would definitely recommend it. Basically, what this guy was trying to do was power up and punch you really fast. This guy scared me because obviously he actually did some sort of training where he could almost imitate the moves by watching like 5,000 plus hours of anime. What this teacher does is just write him up and puts it in his hand. And she says,
It's okay. My brother is autistic. I know how hard it is.
I want to thank my family for helping me with this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this presentation of Attack of the Weebs. I'm going to mention an idea that I had to kind of help support the channel. I got another tablet for doing my drawings. What I'm wanting to do, like if someone gives a donation of a certain amount, I can send them one of the pictures that I've drawn. And if it's more than that, I'll do something of your choice. If you watch my channel, you could probably look back and see some of my artwork. If not, I'll post some on my Facebook so you can kind of see what I have. If you're interested, you can email me at funwithfailure@yahoo.com and make sure to put as a subject FWF artwork. If you want to become a patron, there's a link in the description, and also you can become a member. The button is listed just below the video. You'll get advanced access to the videos and ad-free. Again, thank you for joining me, and until next time, this is Dallas, signing off.
I'm gonna cringe at myself trying to do this. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. You couldn't have said anything better?
Nope.
Oh, no. I can try and do it in a Mickey voice as well.
Go ahead and do it. I want to save that.
Oh, hold on.
Get into it.
I always start it by going,
Screech something for me. Doesn't have to be that.
Careful!
There you go.
God, why is this so difficult? Get forth, Cumberbush!
Oh, that's perfect.
That's probably too loud. I'll do a second one.
Do it again.
Get forth, Cumberbush! There you go. Get forth, Cumberbush!
Yeah, we're good.
Oh my God, look at 12 minutes. Holy